Hi everybody, just doing this video to give an update about what's been happening, what's going on with the channel. Well, obviously the channel's not going away because I'm back. The situation from my last video, I'm not going to mention him by name. I am going to let it lie at this point. Found out some information about the individual. You know, he's been through some things. He might not be too well in the head, but that's neither here nor there. Turns out he was actually in my town living in a storage facility for a while, which creeped me out, as I think it's a pretty natural reaction to the situation. But I'm just going to let it lie and continue on with my channel. Second thing is the GoFundMe. It's up to $2,800 in about a month. It's been doing very well. Everybody who's donated, thank you so much. And I need to give you all an update of what exactly is happening. I made an agreement now with my ex-wife. I'm not going to talk about her on this channel negatively anymore. We came to an understanding. Because I have to look at this logically, financially, and what's actually going to be in the best interest of, first, my daughter, secondly, myself. And I do have to take into some consideration my ex-wife, in that it doesn't help my daughter to be thrown out of her house and to go through a whole custody battle, and it certainly isn't going to behoove me to have a house go into foreclosure and that mess. Now, after talking to my ex-wife and working it out with the mortgage company, I looked at the terms of the deal. The deal is actually very good. It's very fair. It's going to save us a lot of money. And you keep a foreclosure off my back. I made the agreement to then go ahead and sign the new modification myself, with the agreement that I would be able to talk to my daughter twice a week, which has been happening. I made the agreement that I wouldn't bring up my parents anymore or talk about it with my daughter, which I really didn't think I would, because I was never really the one that would bring it up. But however it came up, when my parents came into the equation, the conversations did sour. Now, whether or not that was the full reason why I haven't been talking to her, it's besides the point, you know, going forward, because I want to talk to my daughter. I want to have a relationship with my daughter. I don't want to rip custody away and have her have to move 1,500, because I'm not going back to New Jersey. I don't want that to happen. So your question would be, well, what about the $2,800 from the GoFundMe? Well, after speaking with my attorney, I still, and I made this clear to my ex-wife, because she didn't know somebody had sent her the link to the GoFundMe after I kind of made this agreement with her, trying to screw up my custody. And this is something completely separate, because people are just jerks, thinking somebody who had a vendetta against me, trying to screw me over. But I have irrefutable evidence of what happened, that wasn't going to happen. So bottom line is, I'm going to go, and then instead of going for the full custody with the attorney, we're going back to New Jersey to hammer out an actual legal visitation from me in Florida, her in New Jersey, phone calls, visitation, the whole nine, which I didn't have, because it was made clear that it doesn't matter what's going to happen, what you go through, what you get, it's going to be battled. They don't really have that option anymore. So the GoFundMe will continue because I'm still going to need the retainer and some travel expenses to go back and forth until my financial situation goes. But the retainer is going to be used to work out a brand new custody agreement. You know, there's going to be expenses. Anybody who's gone through that, you know, I really don't have to explain it all that much. But, and I made it clear to my ex-wife that, you know, no, I'm not going to try to take custody from you at this point. But based on the 5 years of what has been going on with me not being able to talk to my kid, you know, this needs to happen. We need this in writing, in a court document, you know, an actual visitation agreement, you know, for me living in Florida, her up in New Jersey, how we're gonna work visitation, holidays, vacations, how the travel's gonna work, how the trade-off's gonna work, whether or not she's gonna travel alone. I'm gonna pay for the extra stewardess to travel if I gotta fly up, get her, bring her back and forth down. Maybe we can work something out, meet halfway in South Carolina, because I do have where my exes live, where my ex-in-laws live, or my ex-mother-in-law and ex-brother-in-law live in South Carolina. I do have, believe it or not, some friends there that maybe I could work it out, you know. So not that I would like put myself and say, oh, we're going to stay at my friend's house. No, I would get a place, you know, obviously I would get a hotel or whatever, and it wouldn't be so I would have to take my ex-in-laws' time away and my ex-brother-in-law's time away. It's more to the fact that I have other things to do there, where I have friends there, I have people I can go hang out with, I can go do things with. So it would be more equitable and be more fair. So it wouldn't be like I'm going to South Carolina to steal my ex-in-laws' custody time away, visit, not even it's official, their time with my daughter. Okay, and I don't even know if that's going to be the end result of this or not, but you know, it's an option, and it's an option. So there are many options that we're going to have to hammer out and work through, get on the table. So unfortunately, anybody who knows the child court system, you still need an attorney to do that. You still need, you know, a retainer to do that. It still costs money to do that. So thank you for everybody who's donated. If we can keep this going, because I really do need to hit that $5,000 mark. It is important. It's important to me. It's important to my daughter. It's important to her development, that she just gets to know her dad again, and we can somehow rebuild this. So the link to the GoFundMe is still in the description box. If you could share it, if you could help out, $5, $10, a share would be wonderful. Everybody who's donated, everybody who's helped out. Listen, I didn't even expect for it to do this well this soon. So thank you so much. And I owe everybody here a thank you, and I owe everybody an explanation of what's going on. Because if I keep it as, oh, I'm going for custody, that's not really honest or fair. Everybody who's donated has a right to know exactly what's going on. So that's why I'm making this video. Lastly, there's a link under the GoFundMe in the description box to a video of a live podcast that was done yesterday. And this podcast is from The Scariest Movie Ever. I've talked about him before. He's the one who made the documentary I was on with a couple other people, where he took our YouTube clips, and it was Psychology of Demon, Narcissism. And that was a very popular video, and it's been taken down twice because of some kind of, he was using clips from shows and they got violations against it. He's going to re-upload it. But yesterday, I had no idea he did a live podcast like that. And it just popped up in my subscription, and I went to go check it out. And it's a 2-hour show. If you know The Scariest Movie Ever, he's a very interesting guy. You know, he's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of, you know, who's really running stuff. You know, and it's interesting, whether you agree with it or not, he comes at it from a very reasonable perspective, and not, you know, when you deal with a lot of people in conspiracy, if you can question it at all, they automatically attack you, and that's not what KJ does. He's a very rational type of person. He's been a long-time supporter of mine, you know, and his channel is huge. I mean, he's got, I think, close to over 150,000 subscribers. So, you know, it's very humbling for me and honoring for me, because yesterday was 9/11. It's 14-year anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. And when he saw I was in there, he basically stopped his podcast and started talking about gaslighting and narcissism and what I had done for him. And, you know, it was very humbling, and I really appreciate what he did. And, you know, we had talked, he had sent me a message months ago about maybe me going on a podcast. I don't know why I never researched it or talked to him about it any further. You know, hopefully we can work that out, because, you know, after listening to his show, it's a very interesting show, and it's something I would be excited in doing. So he gets to me about, when he sees about 20 minutes in to the video. It's about a 2-hour podcast, and he does make reference to narcissism and gaslighting throughout the rest of the podcast. So check it out. There's a link in the description box. I also uploaded it to my Recovering from Narcissism playlist, so you can check that out there. It's pretty interesting. And one final thing, I'm going to be making a series of videos, because you guys are still on me about the political stuff. Where's your political channel? Where's your political channel? Where's your political channel? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video per candidate, not Rick Perry, because he dropped out already, on every major candidate, not the ones on the mini stage, or we don't even know what's going on with the Democrats yet, of why each one of those candidates should not be elected president. And the first one, not even because he's the most important, because he's the one closest to my annoyance, because I'm from New Jersey and he's the governor of New Jersey, will be Chris Christie. So that'll be the first one. I will put a copy of it here, and then I will upload it to Generation X Politics, and I'll put the link to that as well, that you could subscribe to if you're interested in my political stuff as well. So look for that. I'm going to be making that video immediately after I upload this one. Again, thank you everybody who's helped out. I appreciate it more than you know. If you can please share and help out if you can, that would be awesome. If not, thank you for watching, and look for my next series of videos. Thank you.